order a pizza before watching this movie. This movie's gonna make you want pizza. Hello, I'm Khalil Hacker, and thank you for tuning in to the very first episode of Slacker Requests here on Slacker Reviews. I want to give a very special thanks to Andy the Dag for not only requesting this movie, but letting me borrow his copy of it. You are a gentleman and a scholar, sir. Before I do the review, I would like to say sorry for my absence for a while. I've been away. Friends are going away to college. Growing up stuff. Sad stuff, saying bye to friends. If I could review growing up right now, it'd be 2 out of 10. You know what? Growing up, 2 out of 10. But anyway, back to the review. 30 Minutes or Less is directed by Ruben Fleischer, and it stars Jesse Eisenberg, Aziz Ansari, Danny McBride, and Nick Swardson. We start the movie off following Jesse Eisenberg's character, who is a pizza boy and overall a bit of a slacker, and he's friends with a teacher who is played by Aziz Ansari. And after his story is established, we then move on to Nick Swardson and Danny McBride's characters, who are these two idiot buddies who are scheming on getting Danny McBride's father's inheritance. And they figure the only way of doing this is by hiring a hitman. And to hire a hitman, they need a lot of money. So they figure the easiest way of attaining money is building a bomb, ordering a pizza, which is delivered by Jesse Eisenberg, of course, strap that bomb to Jesse Eisenberg, and tell him he has a limited time to rob a bank, or else, sound a little ridiculous? Yeah, it's a Danny McBride character coming up with this plan. Yeah, it's a little ridiculous. So, this movie stars a lot of very polarizing actors. Like, a lot of actors that people either really, really love or really, really hate. Jesse Eisenberg plays pretty much the same role Jesse Eisenberg plays in every other movie, except in this one he's a little more laid back. He's a little more cool, but you do see the anxiety-attacked Jesse Eisenberg pop up every now and then. Honestly, just about everyone in this movie plays themselves, essentially. Danny McBride is pretty much every loud, idiotic hick that he's ever played. Aziz Ansari is literally Aziz Ansari, which is why it's really hard to believe that he got a job as a substitute teacher. I want to know how Aziz Ansari got a job teaching. That would be an interesting story to me. So if you're not a fan of these actors, you're probably not going to like this movie. But luckily, I haven't grown tired of them yet, so I enjoyed it. With a story as insane as this one, the comedy really has to pay off. All of the actors in this movie have great, witty improv. Like, you can tell when they go off the script and they go off into their own little, stand-up comic tangent. But it's still hilarious. Both duos of friends in this movie have great chemistry together and work really well together. And once again, my man Michael Pena steps in as the stereotypical Mexican, but in a great way. If you liked him in Iron Man, you're gonna like him in... Oh no, I messed up the name. If you liked him in Ant-Man, you're gonna like him in this one. So on release, this movie was criticized for its dialogue. A lot of people said, nobody talks like that. Nobody has these one-liners back and forth. Nobody's that witty. And I'm just like... So upon release, this movie was criticized for its dialogue. A lot of people said, nobody talks like that to their friends. Nobody does these back and forth one-liners. But honestly, yes we do. This is exactly how I talk with my friends. Just back and forth douchey one-liners. Which is one of the reasons why I really like this movie. It's because I found some of the dialogue really relatable. I found my friends having these same type of arguments. If I had a bomb strapped to my chest, I feel like my friends would react the same way. Also, it's really funny because even though this movie was made only a few years ago, a lot of the humor is really dated. Like, at the time of release, all of this was really, really topical. But I'm sure if someone, 5 years from now, an 18-year-old, like someone who's 18 5 years from now, were to watch this movie, they wouldn't understand half the humor. So even though it was made only like 5 years ago, I found it a little nostalgic. So as of story, I will say that it does slow down a little bit during the second act. Also, some of the story elements don't really add up, but the movie's funny enough to make you forget that. And the ending. The ending felt very, very lazy. This movie felt like it wanted to do so much more, but maybe because of budget or timing or whatever, it had to be cut short. Like, I've never seen a movie with a lazier ending. This movie was directed by Ruben Fleischer, and if you don't know Ruben Fleischer, he's the guy who directed Zombieland. So knowing that going into this movie, I was a little disappointed in the style, because I really liked Zombieland. I thought Zombieland had a lot of unique style to it, and I was really looking forward to seeing that again. But this movie just didn't have as much oomph as Zombieland did. Also, there's one scene in particular, there was one scene that just made me upset. It was a little cringeworthy. There's this scene where Danny McBride is talking to a stripper, and it's I don't know if it's like the editor's fault or Ruben Fleischer's fault or just a mistake happened or what, but they're trying to do this 360 shot during the conversation. Here they are. The camera's moving 360 around them. But it's not exactly a 360 shot. Like, it starts here, goes around a little bit, restarts, goes around a little bit more, and then goes back here. And it just, it hurt. It hurt to watch. I don't know what happened with that. But if you check this movie out, which you should, it's still a good movie. It's still hilarious. But that one scene, man, it hurt me a little bit. So, aside from all of that, it's still a pretty good movie. The actors are really what make this movie what it is. It's hilarious, with a lot of great improvised one-liners. And also the soundtrack was great. I mean, this soundtrack will make any 90s kid nostalgic. So, it's time. Overall, I'm going to give the movie 30 minutes or less a 7.25 out of 10. Now, that's not necessarily saying it's a bad movie. There's just problems that I have with the script and directing. But it's a comedy. And it's hilarious. It gets its job done. Not very many comedies make me laugh. But this one just hit the right spots with me, So it's a very, very funny movie. And if you overlooked this when it came out, definitely go check it out now. I mean, I've seen it at plenty of pawn shops for like $1. It's worth that. Definitely. Go get it for that. Or, I mean, you'll find it at Walmart or something for $5. It's definitely worth putting on the shelf, which is high praise. So, do you agree with me? Put it right down in the comments, baby. Disagree? Start an argument with the dude that agrees. And regardless of if you like this or not, please subscribe. It pleases me. And be sure to tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, your enemies, your boss, your aunts, your uncles, your grandpapas, your grandmamas. And to tell everybody, subscribe. Also, as a Jesse Eisenberg tie-in, look for my American Ultra review. Coming soon. And, as always, watch movies, my friend.